Hello, my name is Alfredo Santiago. I'm a resident in Greektown. I've been living there since 2004. I moved to Baltimore in 1997. So I was living downtown, so it was a lot easier to kind of get familiar with the city. But I realized I liked East Baltimore and it was affordable. So I looked around and Greektown was the place for me. It was interesting, on my block, there were like 2 Latino families. I like more diversity even than that, but it's changed. I mean, it's probably more than 50% Latino on my block now versus only 2 families on 2 blocks. I like, what attracted me to Greektown was, besides that it was affordable, good restaurants. Initially a lot of Greek. Now it's very diverse also. I think some of my Greek neighbors are open to having new people in the community, but I think some of them are grieving that it's kind of changing. But overall, we kind of get along. I like the fact that it's become more multicultural. Socioeconomic status is kind of working class, which I enjoy. Real people saying real things. It's close to everything. For me, walking distance. The next community is Town, so there's a lot of stores and restaurants that I go to. It's close to my job. So if I want to walk, I can, or drive in. So I remember going in the 2 blocks of where I live right now, there were like 2 families that were Latino. So that was like my big concern, like, wow, this is not as diverse as I want it to be. And since then, it's 2015, I think it's probably more than 50% Latino now. A lot of families, there were no children before, very little children. So there's a lot of activity all the time, Black, white, Latino, and it's good to see that. Which I appreciate that, 'cause that's the background that I come from, having a very mixed neighborhood. So I think the kids bring the parents out, so the parents get to meet one another versus initially it was step out of your house, get into your car, or walk down the street, and people didn't talk to one another. So even that, people engage one another. We've been doing a lot of community stuff in the park, in the playground, so people come out, and we just enjoy each other's company. When it comes to ethnic neighborhoods, I live in Greektown, so obviously people expect to have Greek music. We have a Greek church, Greek restaurants. And that will change. I don't know what's the way before the Greeks move into this community that's very solid, but it's going to change, and I'm open to that. I think some people are, and some people might be resistant because, you know, we want to hold on to our traditions. But it's interesting to see every few decades how neighborhoods change. Neighborhoods change. So I would like to be a part of that change to see how it happens. Well, also, besides living and moving there and seeing only 2 Latino families, there was a lot of Section 8. A lot of abandoned houses just on my block. So it was that, okay, this neighborhood will go in a good direction or a bad direction. But the reality is Latinos have filled in that gap. Where there was a lot of abandoned houses, now there's families living there. So that means property tax is being paid, water bills. So it really is adding more money into Baltimore City. To like the Latinos go to the Latino stores. The Greeks go to their, you know, the Greek church or the Greek bakeries. But then we start kind of getting to know one another. Let's come inside, or you just kind of look for, just to be curious. And the next thing you know, you're shopping in other stores you don't expect to be shopping. You know, when I was first moved into Greektown, I was like, am I going to stay here? Like, how long? Changes are good, but sometimes like you can go again in a direction I don't want it to go into on a personal level. But the families. I'm a social worker. That's my profession. And I'm about family engagement. And more I see community engagement, and that's a draw to me. A lot of times I was doing a lot of activities outside of my neighborhood, but now we do it right inside of our neighborhood through different grants that the city offers. So I don't see myself leaving anytime soon because I enjoy it. People tell me, Mr. Alfredo, that's Mr. Alfredo's house. Like, they identify me, they identify my home. It's not that house, it's Mr. Alfredo's house. So I'm part of the community. You know, this is my community, and I take ownership of that, and I really feel like part of that. It's not that I just live there. When I live downtown, I live downtown. I just happen to live in a community versus I'm a part of a community. Yeah.
That's great.